Namaste learners, welcome to Chill with Chatur. Hope you like this video. Let's get started. Please like, share and subscribe our channel.
Namaste. Today I'll be teaching you the topic power sharing, which is the first topic of civics class 10. Now, as you all must have guessed by the name of the chapter, it has to do something with the sharing of power. But to whom should the power be shared? To what extent should it be shared? And how should it be shared? We shall overcome all these questions in this chapter. Now, this chapter mainly revolves between the power sharing patterns of mainly two countries, that is Belgium and Sri Lanka. Okay, so most of you must be knowing the definition or the meaning of democracy as learned in class 9. Well, those who don't, here's the recap and there's no need to worry. Democracy is a kind of system where people or the citizens have the supreme power. That is, they rule themselves by electing the leaders through the process of electoral competition or simply elections. Now, it is very clear that where there is a democracy, the power does not rest within any one individual or any one organ of the government. It is an intelligent sharing of power between the three organs of government, that is, the legislature, the executive, and the judiciary. Further, we'll be moving on to Belgium. Now, Belgium is a small country in Europe. Now, you must be seeing that I have drawn a hypothetical map of Belgium and it lies somewhere in this region where the star magnet has been placed. It shares its borders with France, Netherlands, Germany, and Luxembourg. The population of Belgium is a little more than 1 crore. That is, it's approximately half the population of Haryana. So, now we'll be talking about the ethnic composition of Belgium. Ethnic composition, what does this word mean? Ethnic here means the social division of a society according to the shared cultures. So, let me give you an example. Now, there are some people living in a place or area. They are belonging to some particular culture, and the others are different to that culture, so they live in another region. Similarly, now we'll be speaking about the ethnic composition of Belgium. Ethnic composition of Belgium. Out of the whole population of Belgium, 59% of the Belgium lives in the Flemish region and speaks Dutch. Whereas 40% lives in and the remaining 1% speak German and live in the German speaking. Now, in contrast to this, in the capital city of Belgium, that is the Brussels, the majority is formed by the French speaking. That is 80% of people in the Brussels, that is the capital here, 80% of the people speak French and the remaining 20% speak Dutch. In Belgium, the minority, that is the French speaking people, were relatively rich and more powerful. This was disliked by the Dutch as they were given the opportunities of economic development and education between both the communities, that is the French speaking and the Dutch speaking, between 1950s and 1960s. This problem was more acute in the capital city of Brussels. Comparing the situation of Belgium to Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka is an island nation which is just a few kilometers away from the southern coast of Tamil Nadu. You can see it clearly in the map drawn here. Now, the population of Sri Lanka is 2 crores, which is the same as the population of Haryana. Just like any other South Asian country, the population of Sri Lanka is diverse. The two major groups of Sri Lanka, the two major social groups of Sri Lanka rather, are the Sinhala speaking group, that is the 74%, and the Tamil speaking group, which consists of 18%. The Tamil speaking group has been subclassified into two categories, the Sri Lankan Tamils, which are the natives of Sri Lanka, and the Indian Tamils, whose forefathers had travelled to Sri Lanka from India as plantation workers during the colonial period. They constitute a total of 5%. So as you can look at the map of Sri Lanka, most of the Sri Lankan Tamils are concentrated towards the north and the northeastern region. Most of the Sinhala speaking people in Sri Lanka are the Buddhists, while the Sri Lankan Tamils Sinhala are Buddhists, whereas the Tamils are either Hindus or Muslims. 7% of the total population consists of the Christians, which are both Sinhala and the Tamils. Now, we know that in Sri Lanka, the majority is constituted by the Sinhala speakers, and the Sinhala speakers enjoyed a very big majority, and thus they could impose their will on the country. Now we'll be moving on to the topic majoritarianism in Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka emerged as an independent country in 1948. So now the Sinhala leaders, who were in a majority in the country, tried to secure their power to get the political dominance over the government. So this resulted in the democratically elected government to adopt a series of majoritarian measures to establish the Sinhala supremacy. Now, the various majoritarian measures are as follows. The first measure is that in 1956, this is very important, an act was passed which recognized Sinhala as the only official language, thus disregarding the Tamils. Even the governments offered preferential policies to the Sinhala applicants for getting them the government jobs and the various opportunities. There was a new constitution which stipulated to protect and foster Buddhism, which was the religion of the Sinhalas. Now, due to all these preferential policies, the Tamils had a feeling of alienation which increased in them very rapidly. They felt that no major political parties run by the Sinhala leaders were sensitive to that issue. Constitution and government policies also denied them equal rights, discriminated against them by giving them jobs and other opportunities. This led to the straining of relations between the Sinhala and the Tamil communities, which finally resulted in a civil war. Civil war. Now, what does this term mean? A civil war is a war or a conflict between the opposing groups within one country that becomes so intense that it appears like a war. Now, before this civil war, Sri Lankan Tamils had launched many parties and struggles for the recognition of three main things. Number 1, Tamil as an official language. Number 2, regional autonomy or the self-governance. And third, that is the equality of opportunity for securing jobs and education both. But their demands were repeatedly denied by the Sinhala supremacy. Also by 1980, several political organizations were formed which demanded an independent Tamil Eelam in the north and northeastern parts of Sri Lanka. But since their demands were denied repeatedly, this led to a civil war. In the civil war, thousands of people were killed of both the communities, that is of Sinhalas and the Tamils. Many people were displaced from their homes as refugees and many more had lost their livelihoods. Now this intense civil war ended in 2009. In the next video, I shall be teaching you about the accommodation in Belgium and furthermore. I hope you all have understood all the concepts till now. And if you have any doubts, feel free to post them in the comment section. Do like, share and subscribe my channel. Also, watch my other videos and stay tuned to Chill with Chatur.